Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going to set up MySQL from scratch, step by step. No matter if you're using Windows, Mac OS or Linux, I'll walk you through everything. We'll cover how to download and install MySQL, getting your database set up the right way, making sure everything's working so you're all set for your projects. By the end of this video, you'll have MySQL ready to go for your Spring Boot apps. Let's jump right in. Alright, let's start downloading MySQL. Open your favorite browser and just search for MySQL. Click on the official MySQL website. You should see a download button at the top. Click on it. Scroll down a bit until you find MySQL Community, GPL, Downloads, and click it. On the next page, click on MySQL Community Server. Now, this is where you choose the right version for your computer. If you're using Windows, grab the Windows version. If you're on Linux/Ubuntu, pick the right package for your OS. If you're on a Mac, choose the Mac OS version that matches your Mac setup. If you're on Ubuntu/Linux, you'll see multiple package options. Choose the one that best fits your system. If you're on Windows, you'll get two choices: Installer or Zip Archive, if you prefer a manual setup. Pick the option that works best for you. I'm using a Mac with an ARM 64-bit processor, so I'll download the one that works for my system. Let's get that download going. Alright. Now you'll see a login/signup page, but don't worry, you don't need an account to download MySQL. Just scroll down and click No thanks, just start my download. Alright. Now just sit tight and wait for the download to complete. The download is complete. Now, let's go ahead and install MySQL on Mac step by step. Open the downloaded file. It should be a .dmg file. Just double-click to open it. Again, double-click. You'll see the MySQL installer window pop up. Click on Continue to begin the installation process. Follow the on-screen instructions. Just keep clicking Continue and agree to the license terms. Select the destination and click on Continue. Choose the installation type. The default settings are usually fine, so go ahead and click Install. When prompted, enter your Mac password to allow the installation. Now, it's time to set up the root user password for MySQL. Enter a strong password for the root user. This is the admin account for your database. Make sure to remember this password because you'll need it later to access MySQL. Click Continue to proceed with the installation. The root user has full control over the database, so keep your credentials secure. Now, let's move ahead. Now, let's check if MySQL is running on our system. Open System Settings and scroll down to find MySQL at the bottom. Click on it. Here, you can see that MySQL is currently running. You'll also find an option that says Start MySQL automatically on System Startup. If you want MySQL to start every time your computer boots up, keep this enabled. I personally prefer to start it manually, so I'll untick this option. If you click Stop, MySQL shuts down instantly. Clicking Start will restart the MySQL server whenever you need it. This is how you manage MySQL services on your system.
Now, let's move forward. Alright.
Now, let's set up MySQL so we can run it from anywhere in the terminal. Open Terminal and run this command to add MySQL to your system's path. This makes sure that MySQL commands work globally on your system. Next, apply the changes by running source/.zshrc. Open Terminal and run MySQL version. If everything is set up properly, you should see the MySQL version displayed on your screen. Okay, let's log in to MySQL using the terminal. Type the command as shown on my screen for login. Enter the root password you created during installation and hit enter. If the login is successful, you'll see the MySQL command line prompt. That means we are now inside MySQL and ready to execute commands.
Alright.
Now, let's check out the databases inside MySQL. Watch as I type the command. Show databases. You should see a list of existing databases. These include system databases like MySQL, performance_schema, and information_schema. In the next video, we'll dive deeper into MySQL commands, learning how to create databases, tables, insert data, and much more. If you're installing MySQL on Ubuntu, just follow the commands on the screen. They'll guide you step by step. Want a dedicated video on MySQL installation for Ubuntu? Drop a comment below, and I'll make it happen. As we saw earlier, we used the terminal to log in to MySQL. But guess what? You don't have to stick to the terminal. There are multiple database clients available that make working with MySQL much easier. One of the most popular ones is dbeaver, and that's what we'll use in this tutorial. Open your browser and search for dbeaver. Click on the official website.
Click on Download.
In the Community Edition section, you'll see options for Windows, Linux, and macOS. Download the version that matches your operating system. Since I'm using Mac, I'll download the macOS version. Let's get started.
Alright.
Now that we've downloaded dbeaver, let's install and set it up. Double-click on the dbeaver installer and move it to Applications for Mac. Follow the installation steps for Windows or Linux.
Open dbeaver.
Click on New Database Connection, top left corner. Search for MySQL. Select it,
and click Next.
Keep the host as localhost and port as 3306, default MySQL server port. In the connection setup screen, enter the username and password that we used earlier for logging in via the terminal.
Click Test Connection.
If it asks for a driver download, allow it.
Boom.
We're connected to MySQL.
Click Finish.
And now you can see all your databases right here inside dbeaver. With dbeaver, you can do everything you did in the terminal, but with a visual interface. You can browse databases, manage users, and run SQL queries while seeing the results more clearly.
Super handy, right?
Alright, that's it for today.
What we did today.
Got MySQL server installed on our computers. Learned how to connect to it using the terminal and dbeaver. In our next video, we'll learn how to create databases, manage users, and set up permissions. If you liked this video, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a comment if you have any questions.